I hate that goddamn dog over there.
It feels like it got smaller, but yappier.
It is. It's a new dog, apparently. MK told me, because they used to have a German Shepherd.
Oh, yeah, that dog was scary. That dog was scary from 3 apartments away. I figured it was going to jump over both those partitions like nothing.
Yeah. And now they got rid of the German Shepherd, and now it's just a goddamn yap dog all day.
That dog is fucking yappy, dude.
I want to tattle.
I mean, there's so many things to tattle about.
God,
like,
I mean, but that's
I'm being cool. I'm being cool, bro. Like, I'm like,
feed the dog though.
You know, like, feed the fucking dog. Don't let it cook out in the sun. Like, look, dude, I feel you. It's like, bro, I'm trying to like smoke blunts and chill out and fucking, you know, and read nudie magazines and all that shit. But don't starve your dog and cook it. And also, it really is hard to tell when people are screaming from joy or from horror.
That is a great observation. Yeah, I heard one today.
Yeah.
Where I was like, this is like one of those true crime shows where you hear like her screams of agony were ignored by the neighborhood.
It's like every time you hear something outside, you're like, it's probably fireworks, and it's definitely gunshots. Every time.
Yeah, Pretty Boy Floyd's just out there like unloading a fucking Tommy gun, and it's like, oh, it's probably one of them big black cats.
Yeah, it's like the little just a little snappy noise is gunshot. I don't know what the actual how to tell really what's a gunshot.
It's firecrackers make a cracking sound. They have more sharp sound to them, and gunshots are pops. So if you're like pop, 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 pop like that,
okay,
as opposed to like crack, 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 crack like that.
Quack, 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 quack,
yeah.
Quack.
Also, that's Crackhead John.
Crackhead John.
He walks down the street going crack, 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 crack.
It's very, outside with the people on the corner. That's what I call them. Just the people. I
call them the boys down the street.
The boys down the street. The boys and girls down the street. We're cool. Like we've definitely gotten into like the what's up head nods.
Oh, that's good.
You know what I mean? Like, there's no fear there.
I always wanted to at some point, because every once in a while, one of the folks that lives in the shanty
homeless
town,
encampment.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of them typically has a dartboard that they will affix to the stop sign outside, and they'll just play darts in the street.
Oh, that's fun.
And pre-COVID, I was always like, that might be kind of fun.
Yeah, that's fun. That's the thing. It's like you see stuff like pre-COVID, you're like, that's dangerous, and then like now you're like, maybe I should take up darts. Like they're finding stuff to do during this time. I'm just like going over like maybe I should rewatch a series. And, like they're picking up skills. They're building shit.
What series are you looking at?
I've been in a movie kick now. You know, like when you finish a couple of series, and you just want to like keep having that feeling of fulfillment.
Yeah.
Like you just finished something.
Yeah.
So I've just been watching a bunch of movies lately, and I watched Hail Caesar last night. I never saw it.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's very funny.
I love that movie.
Yeah, very funny.
I've watched it a few times now. Actually.
Really?
Yeah. Because I saw it in the theaters when it came out, and since it's been on, I think it was on HBO, and then it went to Netflix, and I've watched it once on each. And I, like almost every Coen Brothers movie, I like it more and more the more I watch it. Usually, my trajectory with almost every Coen Brothers movie is the same, which is the first time I watch it, I feel like I'm not smart enough to really get it.
Yeah.
And then the second time I watch it, I catch a bunch more jokes, and then the third time I will get closer to something towards a holistic understanding of the piece.
Absolutely. Like the second time I watched A Serious Man is like the first time. Like
yes.
That's where you get it utterly and completely.
That's my prime example of that. In fact, that's where I started building this hypothesis. Was when I watched A Serious Man, I was like, well, shit. Now I have to read a bunch of stuff about Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, Schrodinger's cat, and the Book of Job to really understand this fucking movie.
Dude, I didn't know Barton Fink was my favorite Coen Brothers movie until like the third or fourth time I saw it.
Yeah, same with Big Lebowski. The first time I saw it, I was just, I was probably 14. It was just like, that was a fucking weird movie.
I think that's like the entry level drug to Coen Brothers movies, because John Goodman's so funny in it. So like it cuts across to being like a stoned teenager. You like that part of it. Yeah, and then the rest of it kind of makes more sense the more you want to see it again. Yeah.
I guess Oh Brother, Where Art Thou must have been the first one I saw.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like everybody's mom had that soundtrack.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that like I always like with all like the great like artists that I always like leave one hanging.
Oh, sure.
I don't know why, but it was like Hail Caesar was the Coen Brothers thing. Like I've never listened to Axis Bold as Love. I've never listened. Yeah, but I love like Are You Experienced and Electric Ladyland.
Okay.
Or like what's another example of that? Like I've never listened to Apocalypse 91 by Public Enemy, but everything else.
Yeah,
I just leave one hanging because I want.
Well, now's the time. Harvest them grapes.
I know, but I feel like for some reason, if I finally listen to those albums and movies, like I'm gonna explode because I'm done.
It's funny because for years I've had this line about Lord of the Rings where people are like, "Well, you should see Lord of the Rings." I've never seen them. Right. I could talk to you and bullshit you as if I've seen them. I've read the Wikipedias.
I would take it that you've read the books if I was thinking because I know
I read The Hobbit. Actually, I think I had The Hobbit read to me by my mom when I was very, very young. So I count that. I've experienced The Hobbit in some part of my life. But for years, I've said that I put the Lord of the Rings trilogy on what I used to call my broken leg list. Like, if I break my leg and can't leave the house, then I'll watch it. Turns out I have not been able to leave the house for months. And there's still no threat of me watching goddamn Lord of the Rings.
It's hard to give up the ghost. I just want to be like, I want to live for something. And if that's, whenever I get to watch that dumb movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's teasing yourself. I'm like, I do that with everything. I practice tantric masturbation. Like I do everything like that. I just can never be satisfied.
Oh, hey. Welcome to the Corona Diaries. My name is Rivers Langley.
Hi, I'm Carter Glasscock.
Sam is not with us today. Should be back tomorrow, but we're hanging out, and in just a moment we're going to be hearing from retired comedian Rick Wood.
I don't know.
I'm going to ask him the big questions. We ask the hard-hitting questions on the show, and I'm going to ask
afraid
Rick,
to, I'll be honest.
point blank, if he stands by his decision to leave us in the comedy world, but not before dropping a fucking fantastic comedy album. So not unlike Jimi Hendrix, might as well go out on a number one hit album. You know what I'm saying?
There's a guy who's someone who did that and lived afterwards.
That walked away,
like who like dropped like a hot deuce and walked away from it. You know what I mean?
Ooh, man,
being a hot deuce, being good,
like a good, like a good piece of something.
Yeah, there's this band I love. They're unfortunately named, at least during the time, ISIS.
No, yeah, sure.
I love them, and they put out a great album and then called it quits.
Ooh, I have one to recommend, and this is actually for everybody. This is like one of my favorite summertime records ever. It's a self-titled album by a band from Detroit called Conspiracy of Owls.
Ooh.
And this record just sounds like every, sort of summer sound of about 1968 through like 1972. Just like super fun kind of retro pop album, right? But their problem was there were too many members and they couldn't afford to tour. And so they broke up, I think. They dropped this record 10 years ago. It came out in 2010. I'll play one of the songs at the end, man. It's a fucking dope record. There's a song in there called Ancient Robots.
Ooh.
It's fucking great.
I'm going to give that a spin.
Dude, especially driving around LA right now, just in your car, no traffic, fucking...
we
don't have convertibles, but, put the metaphorical top down.
Yeah, I hang my head out of my car like a dog.
Yeah, like Ace Ventura.
Yeah, and catch bullets with my teeth. Oh, man, why didn't I think it? The Beatles. The Beatles walked away after recording a great record.
Oh, yeah, sure. I thought you meant there was still a Beatles record you hadn't heard.
Oh, no, I've listened to all of those.
Okay, yeah.
But, like, that was the thing. Like, I don't know if I was happy. I was the happiest when I discovered the Beatles the first time. So I guess that's why, I partition off the records to,
sure.
listen to. But, hey, tweet at us. What's a great band director or whatever who dropped some hotness and then walked away and lived to tell the tale?
Well, first of all, on that Beatles thought, I've had in my possession for a long time an original copy of the Rolling Stone magazine that contains the last interview with John Lennon from 1980. And I was
eyeballing that.
So I've had this in my possession for a long time, and I finally got a little birthday cash and bought myself a real Rolling Stone specific picture frame to hang it up in. But that's what that is. But yeah, no, it's funny because you're talking about the Beatles. I was watching, I found this channel of this guy that's uploaded a bunch of like musician interviews from old TV shows. And he had one with Paul McCartney that was pretty good. But what long way to go to say this. He had one with Paul Simon. And Paul Simon must be the most miserable son of a bitch in all of music.
Really?
Like, the way he talks it's like you would think he did nothing with his life. He is the most just like down on himself fucking guy.
Really?
It's really funny. Yeah, when they interview him, he's just like
not even in like a self-deprecating kind of way, but in a like I hate myself kind of way.
It really comes off that way, which is a shame because I love Paul Simon, but yeah, like when he's talking about stuff.
Maybe one day I'll be able to write a song that's worth a shit. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I remember he had a classic albums episode where he's listening to Graceland, and there's this great shot of him sitting at the, that TV show. They would have the artists go back and listen to the individual tracks and like talk about what the bass guy's doing, talk about the drummer's doing. And he's doing all that, and he's like, all right, now we'll hear them all together. And he puts all the sliders up to play the Graceland, the song, and then the song ends, and it's kind of fading out, and he just sits back, he goes, well, that's it. That's the best I'll ever do. And this show was filmed in like 1992 or
He's
something.
like the anti-Kanye. I bet he hated himself when he was making it. He was like, this is stupid.
Why am I even?
I'm not from Africa. What am I doing? Like, I mean, that's like, have you ever watched like the Who's Next greatest albums?
Oh, I've watched, dude, I used to.
I love that show.
I used to TiVo that when they would show it on VH1 Classic. I watched every one of them. Yeah.
God, Netflix needs to put all those on there. But like, they had him for a minute. But the Who's Next is funny because, Pete Townsend's not exactly. I mean, he's aware that he's like, he's aware that he's a genius and that it was great, and that he made the whole thing while he was flying on coke or whatever, and it's part of a bigger rock opera. But what's really funny is how he shits all over Roger Daltrey during it. He's got the fucking Muppet hair. He's like, keeps making fun of him, and Roger Daltrey's just sitting there, just being like, "I thought it was a great record." I don't know why I'm doing Irish accents for them, but he's just like stoked to be a part of it. And Pete Townsend can't stop shitting on Roger Daltrey. It's so fun. We need to have Seth back on the show because the Who's is like his favorite band, and he will tell you all about.
Oh man,
that shit.
He's one of those guys. Man, I like the Who a lot, but I've never been able to break that wall of just like where they like, and I get there's certain bands that I like that that I'm kind of fanatical about that I don't get why other people aren't, but the Who has always been sort of elusive to me of all the, especially like the the kind of the ones people talk about, Beatles, Stones, Pink Floyd, like all the great British bands or
Zeppelin.
whatever. Yeah, Zeppelin. The Who is the one that I've I like Who's Next. I like a few tracks on Quadrophenia.
Quadrophenia is my favorite.
Yeah, I like Drown is my favorite.
Dude, yeah.
That's my favorite Who song.
Dude, 515 and The Real Me, man. I love those songs.
Yeah.
Is it what's with the Who? Is it the pretension?
No, it's not. It's not even that I don't
or the
like
pomposity of it all.
I've just never just become obsessive about them. I became obsessive about all of those other bands at some point.
Right.
Like I've been obsessive about the Beatles, the Stones, Zeppelin, Pink Floyd.
Did you ever get obsessive about Sabbath? I definitely had a Sabbath.
Yes.
phase.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. When I figured out who they were Sabbath is a weird band because like it's a band that you've heard, but you don't necessarily know you've heard when you're in like 10th grade. And then you just like get like, we sold our soul for rock and roll, like the greatest hits is what I started with. And I was like going down the line, I was like, oh, I know all these fucking songs.
Yeah,
it was like a surprise almost. Like, oh,
yeah,
like Sabbath.
Yeah, Sabbath is like everyone's heard Paranoid and Iron Man.
Yeah.
And then like,
you've been to a football game, you've heard fucking Iron Man.
You've heard those songs.
Yeah.
And then, but you become like a fan when you listen to like Volume 4 and you're like, Supernaut rules.
Yeah. Fucking,
Jack, what's another fucking band like that? Well, yeah, just like Nirvana. Like everyone's heard "Smells Like Teen Spirit," but you hear "In Utero" and you're like, "Oh, this is a great band."
Right. Yeah, But yeah, anyway, that's my recommendation for the day is that Conspiracy of Owls. They put that one record out. Fucking, I have no idea what happened to that band, but
if I can change mine, Spiderland by Slint. They were all kids when they came out with that album, and then they all went and did other things. But it's like a perfect album, 6-song album. Like masters of mood and atmosphere. It's so cool. I love it. And that song "Good Morning Captain" was in that movie Kids.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, that movie is fucked.
Yeah. What a great time to watch fucked movies.
Today, big milestone. The United States, we're up to 4 million cases, but the CDC says that those cases actually could be anywhere from 2 to 13 times higher than reported.
Oh my god.
Somewhere in that neighborhood, 2 to 13 times higher.
Well, I'm ashamed to try to work out 13 times 4 in my head.
Hey, buddy, I didn't even attempt.
Yeah.
It's 60 something, maybe.
This is why I'm not. I do like lit trivia, not math trivia.
Lit trivia.
Literature. And film.
I thought you meant name one song other than My Own Worst Enemy.
No, I can't.
Miserable Ziploc bag.
Everyone likes that song because there's a part where it goes, "You make me come."
Yeah, and Pamela Anderson is in the video.
Yeah.
The video is them tiny, like playing music on top of Pamela Anderson.
Yeah.
It was a formative video in my youth.
Oh boy, yeah, sure. Not only did the song make him come, he made America come with the video.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh Jesus, that's bad. With all those cases, that's bad.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. I don't know. It's a rough time for everyone.
The incubation period for the COVID-19 is about 2 weeks. So we're sitting here about 2 weeks out from the 4th of July. And of course, Florida has experienced a dramatic rise in COVID cases and is now the third worst hit state in the United States. More than 50 hospitals in Florida have maxed out their intensive care units. And on Monday, the Florida Education Association sued Ron DeSantis with a lawsuit over his order to reopen schools and resume in-person classes as soon as August. Ugh. So the governor was basically told all the teachers that they had to go back to work and coming up right at about a month, a little bit less than a month in some cases. And so the teachers union sued him. So
that's just simply not going to work.
Fuck that guy, dude. Oh my God. He's the worst.
Ah, man, with the school. I mean, we have the money to fund these schools to do it, like we're like to Zoom
any
classes.
Other way.
Yeah, any other way. Homeschooling. Yeah. I mean, there might be a lot of put upon homeschooling. Yeah, I bet a lot of a lot of parents are going to prefer to homeschool their children.
Yeah,
At least, can you do that for a grade and then just go back when?
I think so. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because you're still even homeschooling. You still have to pass state mandated curriculums and stuff like that. It's not like you can. I mean, I guess there's certain religious exemptions and stuff, but for the most part, you can't just kind of go rogue and teach whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, a home Catholic school.
Yeah, well, I think there is that probably.
Yeah, there has to be.
Yeah, home religious schools and
home Hebrew school.
Yeah. But
no, that's why the fuck would you go back to school right now?
It's so crazy. One of my mom's friends resigned. She was she was a teacher and was like, no, I'm not going back.
Yeah.
Get fucked.
Yeah, no fucking way. Because the teacher, the majority of teachers, if it's anything like when I was a kid, the majority of the teachers are 50 plus. What I mean?
They're
they're right in the fucking crosshairs.
And even the ones who aren't, it's I think we mentioned it on this show, but when a lot of people talk about this issue, they're thinking, high school students. And I'm thinking what about second graders? How could you possibly contain a classroom full of second graders and tell them to, behave in X, Y, and Z safe ways? It's not going to happen. You can't.
You'd have just as much luck, making sure everyone at Margaritaville acts properly. It's
very similar. Yeah.
It's the same shit. You can't control little kids they're going to put glue that they found on the ground in their mouths. How are they going to
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care how many times Josh Gad cries about this.
Jesus Christ.
How cold did that make you inside?
Oh God, Josh Gad is he's not going to work. It's just not going to happen for him.
He's
one of those people that it's been presented to America a couple of times now, and America collectively has gone, no, we've already got Jack Black. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, we got Jack Black. We got we got Jonah Hill. We got
too many of you.
We got
which is a shame because I'm also one of
as am I. But well, it's just he was crying because the kids are getting deprived in education. It's that kind of shit, that kind of panicking about the breaking up the routine. It's if we just fucking stopped for 1 month and we're good about it for 1 month, then maybe you could go back to school.
That's the other thing, man. And people have said this a bunch, but it's put on a mask and then you get to have football.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
Dude, it's like you want Halloween?
Yeah.
Like fucking just be religious about it. Like fucking no one's at like 1 month. Like do it for real 1 month.
Yeah.
And everyone's just like, it's all over. Why? Or they're angry. And it's like fucking you can like look at the rest of the world. Like you can stop it.
You know, Cuba today.
Yeah.
0 cases in Cuba today.
Oh,
Cuba's like out of the woods. Like they're they're gonna be fine. It's you know who's in trouble? Fucking us with Trump.
Yeah.
UK with Bojo, fucking India with Modi, and Brazil with Bolsonaro. So the 4 like biggest countries with the biggest shitheads for leaders.
That's what's like pushes it from like, and it is still sad, but it's like from sad to like aggravating because it's like it's possible to flatten the curve and to get things back to normal.
Most countries, you know, have.
It's embarrassing at this point.
New Zealand. They're like opening everything's good in New Zealand.
Carly said she talked to someone who lives in New Zealand. They like forgot it's happening.
Yeah, they're fine. They're back to they did what they had to do for a couple months and then they're fine. Now it's fine.
God, it's gonna be 6 or 7 months for this shit. And then we're gonna be like we all like around Christmas or some shit where like we all banded together. It's like no, we did. We dragged it the fuck out. Like they're gonna the revisionist history is coming, buddy.
I cannot wait. It's gonna be so goddamn funny.
Yeah, we all banded together, and or especially November. Holy shit! It's like I held the country together when we were at our frailest, and it's like I mean, presuming we still don't. Have a vaccine or if it's still running rampant by November.
Well, that's, I mean, what a lot of people have said, that is the whole reason that they're trying to get people back in schools is because if you get to a point where your kids are still out of school, you're having to worry about educating them yourself, you're going to be thinking about that going into the ballot box and shit like that in November. Yeah. So it's this effort to like accelerate whatever normalcy. But at the expense of, as they've said, like, the mortality rate will only be 0.002, and it's like, yeah, that's still several thousand children are gonna die. Like, what are you talking about?
This is the boomer generation's greatest attempt to assassinate the greatest generation.
Yeah.
Without realizing that they're also assassinating themselves.
Exactly. Yeah. It's the damage of this. It'll be like packing a couple of World Trade Centers full of children. Essentially, is what they're saying.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So.
It's crazy. I mean, like I know there's nothing you can really do except for. Because you drive around here. I mean, it's pretty loose.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's pretty loose.
It's very loose, and it's weird.
And it's like, is everyone else getting the same shit I'm getting to my phone? Like, isn't it as bad now, worse than it's ever been? Like,
yeah. No, yeah, it's 100% worse than it's ever been, and people are just kind of. They're just kind of out.
I'm just done with it. Like that's what it is.
I mean, we said it here. It's like, it's freaky because it's what we said within the first week of this show. Was Sam specifically was like, wait till it gets hot. People are gonna be like, I don't wanna. And it's hot, and now people are, man,
I don't wanna.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. And then like when it gets cooled off. God, when it gets cooled off anyway.
Isn't it fucking weird that it's almost August right now?
Dude, I mean, it's like this really ate up the year. like the year. I forgot like everything that was occurring before this.
Oh, yeah. Well, and by the way, lest we think that we're alone here, I mentioned them earlier. We do have, and shout out to all our listeners in the UK. I mailed a few stickers out across the pond there, so thank you for listening to the show.
Thank you.
But now I'm gonna, take a shit on your country because guess what? Hundreds of protesters gather in London's Hyde Park on Sunday to listen to speeches and protest mask mandates in a march organized by a group called Keep Britain Free. So,
thinks these are some Brexity types.
I mean, dude, just in case you thought that, there is a great underwater mountain range that runs from, Florida up through Kentucky all the way to the British Isles. Mm-hmm. So, according to the group's website, they're, quote, taking action because they believe that the British government, quote, has acted illegally and disproportionately over the COVID-19 lockdown. The group objects to mask requirements along with social distancing and business closing down, calling them human rights violations. In England, masks are currently required on public transportation, and as of July 24th, they will also be required in all stores. Failing to wear a mask can result in a penalty of £100. Sky News reporter Ivor Bennett reported that while covering the rally and wearing a face mask, quote, "Two women with a baby accused me of pushing a government agenda designed to maintain order and keep the public living in fear." Many of the protesters incorporated messages of conspiracy theories into their sign, like the idea that Bill Gates or others created the coronavirus in a lab as a way to digitally track people. And at least one attendee wore a shirt referencing the theory that 5G technology
that one's still going.
Virus.
Still at the 5G, huh?
Support. This is wild. I didn't look this up, but now I want to. Supporters of the theory have even set telephone poles on fire and harassed engineers while setting up the connectivity technology. So, they call the relationship between England and the United States the special relationship, and I'm just glad to know whether it's something as stupid as Iraq or as stupid as the coronavirus. Y'all got our backs, baby.
That's right. Yeah.
So it's nice that it's not just us. They got yelly dum-dums over there too.
They got yelly McDum-dums who are very filled with hate and stupidity too. Yeah, no, it's but shout out to except for the people who listen to this show.
Except for yes, obviously.
And I mean, hey, I'm from the South. I'm not one to judge.
No, not at all. But hey, to be fair, we're all Scotch Irish down there. This is kind of your fault too.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, no, it's the 5G thing. I love thinking about it being Bill Gates who did it, and I can't wait for Trump to take him away. And he's like, and I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for your meddling cabinet.
Did you see the picture of Mark Zuckerberg on the surfboard?
Oh yeah, with that weird pallid
it's the sunscreen.
The sunscreen, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's covering his whole fucking head.
It's outstanding. It's such a funny picture. He looks like Murdery the clown, the guy down at Venice Beach that kind of walks around and
yeah. What's that? The guy who sings beautifully, but he's the sad, scary clown.
Oh, Pagliacci.
Yeah. Yeah, he's and he's kind of thick.
Yeah, he's got a donk.
Yeah, Zuck's got a donk.
Zuck's zonk.
More Zunk in the trunk. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, boy, it's, you watch The Social Network and you're like, he's a shithead, but I respect him. And now he's just full on evil and I hate him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And as a lot of people pointed out, that beach, he's currently trying to kick off a bunch of people who've lived there forever to have a private beach down there. He's forcing them off of their land. So,
man, where's Andrew Garfield when you need him?
It's so funny because now, something like that would have just been oh, this is a funny picture. 5 years ago, people actually do the research and are like, no, actually, here's why it's extremely disgusting.
Yeah, and it's the of the many memeable pictures this year of Trump turning his head kind of mid sneeze where he looks like a potato with jumbly eyes.
Yeah.
The Kanye crying meme, which is kind of sad.
Oh God, did you see Dave Chappelle went to go see about Kanye today?
Did he?
He flew from Ohio to Jackson Hole, Wyoming to check on him and stuff like that.
Yeah, he needs some help.
He needs some help,
dude.
It's fucking bad.
Yeah,
you saw that rally, right?
Oh boy, that's rough.
I watched the whole goddamn thing.
Did you?
Oh yeah, it was wild. I
just saw the highlight of I almost murdered my child by having an abortion.
Well, there was that. That's the one that got all the play is the abortion stuff.
Right.
My personal favorite was when he just casually dropped that the reason that there's poverty is because of pornography.
And the freedom does not come from an election. The freedom comes from you not loading up pornography.
Okay. I think he just goes off his meds whenever he wants to make a new album. Bipolar meds will make you feel kind of foggy, and when you're not on them, they you feel unfiltered creatively. But people say he's on drugs. It's no, I think he needs drugs.
Yeah, he needs more of them. Yeah,
yeah. He's just off his meds, is what it sounds like.
He cut 2020 into his hair. Did you see the picture?
Yeah.
He cut the back of his head said 2020.
Dude. I saw that, and I saw the clip of the rally and everything, and then I watched him on Twitter yesterday, and I was like, oh boy,
the Harriet Tubman thing.
Yeah, the Harriet Tubman thing, and then him being NBC's locked up Bill Cosby and all that shit, and And then I was just like, it just bummed me out. And then I watched his performance of Black Skinhead on SNL, and I'm like, he's fucking great.
Yeah.
Like, man, have you seen that performance that he did of Black Skinhead on SNL?
I remember when it happened. Yeah,
fuck, it's so good, dude.
Even the SNL that he did with Love Lockdown and Heartless, both of those are fucking incredible.
Yeah.
So,
God damn.
Yeah, no, he was. I did a whole, as I've said a couple of times, I did a whole "This Is Rad" episode with Jason Webb about Kanye West that is aged like a milk. Because it's just both of us just being like, oh my god, dude, he's so good. And then now it's 5 years later and it's like,
he's still great. I mean, like the music he made is great. He's just going through some shit right now. Like the guy is bipolar. You know what I mean? Like he's
man,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's fucking
that whole argument. It's like, I don't feel bad for him. He's a billionaire. It's like,
but what is that worth if your life
if you don't have your health?
Horrible.
Like, and like that is his health. Like your mental health is your health. Like no, I feel bad for him. I really do.
Yeah.
But anyway.
It's weird. We're gonna now give a call over to our friend over there in Hollywood. It's Rick Wood. What's up, dude?
Hey, how's it going, gang?
Good, man. Well, I wanted to ask you, did you actually quit comedy? And can I talk you out of it?
I mean, didn't we all?
I mean, I guess we all kind of did, but...
I think it quit us, you know?
It's a good point. It's a good point, yeah. Yeah, you made that that status, and I was wondering, what happened, in the words of Fred Willard?
Well, yeah, what had happened was I'd said an album release thing, and then the whole fucking world caught on fire.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, I was like, nobody gives a shit about any of this. And then, so I was just like, fuck it, I'm done. I gotta, I'll take this time to figure out a different life trajectory.
I feel
And then a couple weeks of thinking about that, and I was like, you're an idiot. You're almost a decade into this. You haven't got a degree in anything. Your only job is from comedy. I guess I'm stuck.
All right, well, that's good / bad to hear,
I mean, my fallback is like, gotta get the band off the ground, which is worse than in comedy. You can't even have band practice now. It's a fucking disease liability or something.
I mean, as someone who is in the band, it's been hard to practice.
Yeah, that's true.
Did you go hit 10 years during quarantine or like before? Or when did you hit 10 years? Do you know the date?
November 1st.
November 1st?
10 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Dude, yeah. So, I hit it during quarantine too. It feels like the world is punishing us for doing this for 10 years.
I mean, it's I'm taking this global pandemic personally.
Yeah.
I think people eyes and ego large enough to have made it in this fucking town, but I gotta get it a sense of entitlement big enough to shift this engine.
Oh man, I feel you.
Or drive it. I don't know which one. What's the metaphor of narcissism? Occupational narcissism, obviously. I try to keep my personal life rather humble. Site-specific extrovert.
Okay, well that was my up top pressing question, is because I was thinking if things ever do go back to normal, I would not be able to abide not having Rick Wood out and about at the shows, in the scene, all that stuff. So.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, not to sound as bitter as I actually am. The shows certainly can abide not having Rick Wood around, as they have for the last 8 years. I have absolutely nothing to offer your lineup except for one capable comedian out of the 8 you booked. So,
Oh shit. Well, Rick, I was gonna ask, have you had any weird experiences with your neighbors since the pandemic began?
It's weird. No, I've still only met one neighbor. There's this guy Charlie who's always hanging out on the porch smoking cigarettes. We don't really talk. He looks like he might. Him and his friend kind of look like the white supremacists from Breaking Bad. Not to say that they are. I don't know. They never wear a mask or anything. I don't know if that's a partisan issue that belies white supremacy. But anyway, he seems nice enough, just standing out there getting high on the porch. And then this guy 2 doors down, Neil. Me and him investigated some broken glass like 6 years ago.
What?
That's about it.
What do you mean?
I had no other. like the hottest woman in the world lives in my building, and I got to say hi to her at the trash back at the beginning of this. That was pretty cool.
She hangs out by the trash.
I call her trash woman.
We were both using the dumpster, you know.
Yeah.
I call her dump girl.
Yeah, and your eyes locked.
Dumpster gal. I don't know. She had a. You know what's funny is I couldn't really tell anything about her. She had a whole mask on. She had on gloves, which for me it was like that. Like responsibility is very attractive. I was like, look at that. She cares about other people. It's like, how hot is that?
Yeah.
She could have a fucked up face for all I know. You know, she could have 2 teeth and a fucking cleft palate, which, hey, nothing wrong with that. You know, you can get it sewn together. Some pretty sexy cleft palates out there. That Joaquin Phoenix is a looker.
What's that Christina Ricci movie where she wears a mask and has like a dick nose underneath? Penelope, that's it.
Penelope. Oh, okay.
She had a crush on that Wayfish Brit who's in it.
The other question I've been asking folks, have you seen anything weird at the grocery store?
Man, I haven't been to the grocery store.
What do you eat?
Well, no, I think I've been a couple times. But, I don't know, I've just been ordering food on the internet.
Oh, okay.
I'm mostly living off chips and salsa right now. And
shit.
The occasional Thai order.
Well, you look good, buddy. You look svelte.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm losing weight in the quarantine. I'm turning this franchise around.
Dude, I feel you, man. I've been kind of going a different path. I've been gaining weight during it, and
I did at the begining. At the top, I bloated up, and then I was like, nah, I ain't doing that. I don't know why I said, nah, I ain't doing that. Also, I mean, like, I can easily become a comfort eater.
Oh, God,
just as
me
easily
too.
my depression and sort of whatever trauma response to all this is, I'll just not eat.
Yeah.
And I'm also, more than anything in my life, I love to just not do anything. Like I think I have a lazy streak in me.
Fuck me,
like
too,
if I have
dude.
a goal or someone needs me to do something, I'll do it really good and really fast, and as long as it takes. But when it comes to just shit where I have to decide, like, if the decision is between lay around and be a little hungry or like have to make myself dinner, I'll just drink water until my stomach feels full. Pass out. Just to bed.
Dude, at least you didn't have like the cigarettes.
Or drink.
Oh man, it's been so easy to not like to drink every night during this.
Oh my God, I got hammered Sunday night. Me and some friends did a Zoom writing session. We're trying to write this like sort of outlaw country album, not too dissimilar from the Edgar Allan or David Allan Poe stuff that we've done for Goods. But that writing session, as all outlaw country writing sessions should, mostly took the form of a drinking contest. And I had thought I'd ordered some groceries. I'd ordered a bunch of chips and salsa to be shipped to my home. But I didn't hit the final button, so it just was sitting in the cart. And then the time that I thought it was coming rolled around, and no food came, and I was pretty hammered and getting kind of hungry and hadn't eaten all day.
Ooh.
So I was drinking whiskey. I'd had I made a whole mimosa, a whole champagne bottle worth of mimosas, because I'm tapping into my basic side during all this. And it turns out I like brunch foods, but brunch company is it's unbearable.
So no.
You like eggs. You like getting drunk with eggs, but you don't like to talk to people.
Orange juice. I like champagne. I like eggs.
You like the moldy jam at Squirrel, you know?
No, I don't do. I won't wait in line for food out here. Like,
fuck
sure.
that.
I've eaten some of the best food you can get. I got people who've helped me eat stuff I can't afford. You know, I've been at some chefs' tables in San Francisco. All right, I know how good food can get. None of it's worth waiting in a fucking line with a bunch of stupid, trendy assholes for.
Ugh.
All right, I can. My Instagram can pop off in this apartment if I need it to. You know, my value and validation comes from within. All you without fuckers, you can wait in line for moldy jam. I don't. I am moldy jam.
I was about to say, moldy jam is a good name for, like, you know,
a jam band.
Yeah, a jam band.
Sure.
Yeah, perfect.
It has to exist. It has to exist somewhere.
Once we all go completely gray, I mean, I'm leading the packing this.
Yeah.
But once we're real old, we'll start like a Yonder Mountain, like a vaguely bluegrassish jam band called Moldy Jam.
I was thinking it's either that or it's like one of those side 3 of All Things Must Pass, like I Remember Jeep and Thanks for the Pepperoni and shit like that. It would fit right in there.
Moldy Jam kind of sounds like a band that covers like Yola Tango and Dinosaur Jr. shit.
Yeah,
too. Like it kind of sounds like a cover
good.
band name.
Grunge band, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to be in a band that jammed a lot. We weren't a jam band, but to fill time, we would take these gigs that were like 4 hours long, and normally you try and get like 6 crappy punk bands to all split the minuscule amount of money.
Yeah.
But we lived in a town without a lot of bands and decided, well, screw that. None of these bands ever asked us to do a gig. Why are we going to extend the invitation now? So we would just play every song we could learn, every song we had written for the band, and then just stretch out and jam to fill the other hour or two, and then we'd take the whole $600.
Is that how jam bands start? It's gotta be, right?
It is bands. Yeah, you just like have committed to a longer set than you can really play.
They're just selfish.
Yeah, we would call them marmalades. We don't jam, we marmalade. We're assholes.
Oh man, I got a couple of news stories here. If I could run those by you, Rick, and just get you and Carter's take on these. I found these very amusing. This one is from New York City. A man and a woman were rescued by the fire department of New York on Sunday in the East River. The pair had been riding on an inflatable swan when it was swept up into a current. The rudderless pool toy unwittingly sailed into heavy marine traffic. The department dispatched a boat to rescue the pair, which
I bet it was one of those giant novelty inflatable swans.
It was, yes.
Yeah.
And they got into the channel where all the big ships go up and down the river.
Imagine drowning to death in a novelty shipwreck.
That's what I'm saying.
You have to leave that out of the obit. You know what I mean? You just say like they just committed suicide by jumping into the East River.
Our generation is responsible for more ironic deaths. Killed by a little mustache, or shot by an old-timey prop revolver.
Yeah. Got an infected finger because they tried to get a curly Q mustache tattoo.
Yeah. Heart exploded during soul cycling.
Hey, this will be dumb, and then you're dead.
They used to call the rivers in New York City, the Hudson and the East River, they used to call that the syringe tide because there were so many syringes and just medical waste and just pollution floating in that river. And I read up on it because my initial reaction to this story was, why the fuck are you swimming in the East River? That is the most disgusting shit.
I won't even go in the water at like Venice or Santa Monica.
Yeah.
I will at Malibu though. I think like somehow the trash can't get up there.
Yeah.
I look at the map and I'm like, well, it must come out at Venice, Santa Monica, then head down south because that's everything just moves towards the middle, right?
yeah. It goes towards the equator.
It stays where the people are.
Scientific bunch of bullshit.
Yeah. I just, because there's that whole Seinfeld episode where Kramer is swimming in the East River and he smells terrible. And that's the whole joke of the episode is like, Jesus, buddy, what are you doing? He's like, went for a swim in the East River. And he was like, yeah, there were some other guys floating around in there. They weren't moving too much. Because that is that's a whole joke of a Seinfeld episode. So that was the part that really got me is like, dude, you couldn't pay me enough to get in the syringe tide. I
have swam in Lake Michigan in Chicago before.
That somehow is not, even though I'm sure it's not that much different. For some reason, the fact that lake is so huge, it doesn't bother me as much because the East River is not actually a river.
Well, people get like lake houses and shit on Lake Michigan, right? I mean, do people get like houses overlooking the East River?
Parts of it are beautiful. I lived in Wisconsin near Lake Michigan. It was very clear, pristine water.
Oh, yeah. It's gorgeous.
Right downtown Chicago. I'm talking about like swimming by Navy Pier and shit. Like just basically jump off a Lakeshore Drive and splash around.
Yeah, that still somehow doesn't see, because the thing about the East River is not actually a river, it's an estuary. It doesn't go anywhere, so it's just like the backwash of New York Harbor just lapping up against the shores of Brooklyn. Like, there's nothing about it that seems appealing. But I read up,
the River's filthy. I wouldn't get in that to save my life.
Which one? The Hudson?
The Chicago River.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it'd be similar to swimming in the Chicago River. Yeah.
Does that flow inland or outland? I know they reversed it, but I never cared to find out which way it used to go and which way it goes currently.
I believe it flows out into the lake, if I'm not mistaken.
Now it does. I guess that's gross.
Yeah.
And I've jumped in. I've been swimming around in the background of a Sam Jones Wilco promo photo. That's a deep cut for all those Goods listeners who cry in their car when they're thinking about their exes.
We know you're out there.
Yeah.
If you drink a glass of the East River.
Way.
Well, speaking of exes, I got one more news story. This one comes to us from Monroe, Michigan. Michigan State Police say a 51-year-old South Rockwood woman was arrested last week for allegedly trying to hire a hitman to kill her ex-husband. Wendy Wayne allegedly contacted a fake website called www.rentalhitman.com.
I was going to say, is it hitman.com?
No, it's literally rentalhitman.com.
That's like when you're a kid.
I found him on darkweb.net.
That's like when you're a kid and you go on sex.com. It's the same shit. Boobs.com.
She Googled, I want a hitman, and this is what comes up.
Murderforhire.org.
This website claims to offer hitmen services to solve problems. Wayne allegedly filled out a service request form on the website and requested a consultation to help with the issue, saying her ex-husband was the target. The owner of the website then contacted Michigan State Police because he was concerned that Wayne was trying to kill her husband. I don't know what gave him that impression.
Concerned, yeah.
Who's
slightly concerned.
More interested in, listen, hire someone to kill your ex-spouse. Not good, but it's a tale as old as time. Like,
yeah, sure.
That episode of Cops, or there was a whole show, and they were like, wow, people can't get enough of Cops. What if we did a whole other show where it's just like undercover bullshit detectives? You know, it'd be like most shocking or whatever.
Yeah.
Fox, all those channels, you can just watch like
my
the
favorite
country devolve into the cesspool it is, because programming for the last 20 years has been like, do you want to see the worst of humanity? Do you want to get inspired by the underbelly? Yeah.
My favorite.
Give me a soda.
My favorite one of those was they had one on Fox that was just like it was like hidden cameras of like restaurants, and it was just, and there was one where it was just two people having sex on the table at the back of a McDonald's.
Froggy style. Like the kind where you do the dip, you know what I mean? And like they're on the back of their neck. It's
I wonder if people have ever fucked in the ball pit. Like,
dude.
Ball pit.
Oh, man.
Oh, when everyone leaves, those two.
I bet tube slides was a lot of teen fucking happens in those. Like at night on a playground, that tube slide. Be a couple skinny kids.
Oh, God.
That'd be
great. How about that? Two thick people getting the tube slide, you know, senior year.
THICC.
They get stuck fucking in the tube slide over there at the elementary school.
They got to get cut out of there.
Yeah, they gotta wait till the next. You know, they try to fuck on Saturday night. They get stuck. They gotta wait till Monday at recess when the fucking kid slides down feet first and decks your girl in the face with his fucking Velcro Nikes. And they go, "Yeah, we tried to fucking this tube slide." Now we're sex criminals.
I can't wait for all of like the straight to Netflix like COVID like after hours at the Walmart. The employees were butt fucking all over the cereal. Like that has to exist somewhere.
That same shitty voice. You won't believe what happened next.
Are your oats pure?
Finish this. This is the rest of this article. An undercover state trooper posed as the hitman and met Wayne in a parking lot in South Rockwood. She offered him $5,000 to murder her ex-husband, who lives in another state. She provided him with an upfront payment for travel expenses. So I wanted to mention,
it's an elaborate sting.
This is exactly the same amount as Joe Exotic. It's like, yo, everybody knows it's about $25,000 to kill a person.
We all know that.
It's $5,000 is insane.
I don't think everyone knows that, Rick.
Come on. What, you live in the world. You all live in the world.
I mean, if you're asking me, I'd be like $1 million, like whatever the fuck, like just some random. $5,000 sounds low. That sounds low.
Yeah, you need to pay me a lot to kill somebody for
a random person. Like for $5,000, I'd like go and like put sugar and like cut their brake lines or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. $5,000 seems low.
$5,000 is very low. Wayne was arrested and charged with solicitation to commit murder. And
$5,000's fucking low. What are you gonna get, a fucking '97 Civic after you kill somebody? $5,000. Can't even get a car with a Bluetooth built in for that.
No backup camera for $5,000.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I killed a guy and I bought a 2013 Nissan Versa with 172,000 miles on it from an old Hertz fucking fleet.
Wow, that's almost exactly my car.
Yeah,
I look at your car and I'm like, I'd kill for that car.
I wouldn't even kill time for my car. Are you fucking crazy?
The owner of the website, rentalhitman.com, says that since he started the website in 2005, he has been contacted numerous times by people requesting murders and claims that it has prevented more than 130 murders, as he refers all requests to law enforcement. So,
yeah, someone should do a documentary on this guy. This is a weird dude.
That's what I'm saying. He created a honeypot for stupid people. I
get depressed with how dumb people are. It's made me sad.
130. That means, 130 cases that he's gotten off of rentalhitman.com.
Is that a jaw harp on the table?
It is. Yeah, it is.
I'm always scared my teeth will fall out if I.
Oh, me too, man. Yeah.
What do you do?
You'll know the sound when you hear it.
Okay.
It's a cartoon boner, essentially.
It's like, now I see why it's up here. Yeah.
It's so funny you noticed it, Rick. I've had this on the table for a week now, waiting for someone to ask about it just so I could do that.
Well, there you go. As foretold in the prophecy. And that means I can come back to comedy.
Baby. I found it when I was going through. Well, let me be honest. I was going through my cooler where I keep all of my stuff.
Oh yeah, I found a few things I need in my cooler before.
Do you keep important papers in there? That's where I keep my important papers.
Sometimes I got some like divorce shit in mine. You know what I got? I got this like corny little thing. I had a real easy divorce and marriage, so there's no bitterness. But you just kind of have all this shit, like this accoutrement of marriage, and it's like, I'm not mad enough to throw it out, but I don't really want it around either. Like I got this glass pillar, essentially. It looks like a cartoonishly tall and skinny beaker that's full of two different colors of sand intermingled. You know, just some horse shit we did at the wedding ceremony. Like I don't really want to huck it in the dumpster behind my apartment for the fucking street kids to find.
Hey, but you might meet Dumpster Girl out there. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end.
That's true. Dumpster Girl. Dumpster Girl drives a car at Florida plate, so I'm not going to talk to her.
Oh, shit.
She was just passing through, giving everybody COVID.
Shit.
The girl with the rose tattoo gave everyone COVID.
She's like a thick goth from Florida, which is...
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. That's like a recipe for disaster.
Oh, man.
It's like, it's like a fish that gets caught twice. That's what would happen if I went for her. Like, you bit the spinnerbait again? You've never seen a fish that looks like that wasn't a hook. I know. I fucking know, but it's like...
God sent you an angel.
How do you not bite it?
How do you not? Really? I mean, how do you not?
Spin it.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit. Well, Rick, thank you so much for calling in. Tell people how they can get a hold of you and how they can find your hilarious new album, As Above, So Below.
Yeah, the album. I'm proud of the album, despite having said I'm going to quit comedy. That's on, I guess it's everywhere you get stuff on the internet, right? Spotify, if you want to listen to it 1 million times, I can get about $14.
Hell yeah.
That's nice.
It's on iTunes, Amazon, I don't really care about the money. I like money, but if you want to check it out, and then leave an iTunes review. People love that shit.
Hell yeah. And
that's there. Yeah, just put in Rick Wood, and you're going to get like a psychic life coach. You'll get a goddamn horror author. A lot of Rick Woods coming out of the Rick Woodwork. There's the baseball field back in Alabama.
That's right, yeah.
A series of caverns where I've hit all my dead exes, and I've got no dead exes. Well, I wonder if someone I dated died. That'd be fun to find out, or sad, depending on the ex. I think all sad, really. No one I wish dead. Unless they died in a really funny way that was, like, poetic.
Yeah, if they died in a marine shipping channel on a swan, then, if they got run over by a tugboat in the East River.
Yeah, or if they, like, chased $20 into the middle of a freeway. I'd be like,
If they were the one person who died at the hand of rentalhitman.com.
Yeah. God.
Oh Lord! And you've got you're doing a show on Twitch every Saturday, correct?
That's right. Actually, yeah, that's the thing I should be plugging. Twitch on Saturdays, the number one show. It's twitch.tv/number, the word, NUMBER, 1, the numeral, and then show, SHOW. And that's a pretty good little, that's becoming quite a good little show.
Yeah, it was fun. I did it last Saturday, so if you like this show, go check out my episode and then check out all the other great episodes of the number one show on Twitch.
Yeah, we've just started archiving them, so you can go watch Rivers, and that's probably about it. But we're there Saturdays at 5 if you want to get on live and chat at us and whatever.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Well, Rick, thank you so much for calling in. And I actually, I've been making salsa. I'm going to run you by some salsa.
Yeah, I would love some salsa. I'm here.
Yeah.
I wasn't here Saturday because of the number one show. But, yeah, and homegrown tomatoes as well.
Yeah. So, yes.
It's really good, yeah.
Yeah, man. So, I'll hit you up after we get done with all the pod bullshit, and we'll arrange a safe handoff of salsa and stuff over at your place.
Sounds good.
All right, that was Rick Wood, everybody. We do have a jam of the day today to close us out, and not only do we got a jam of the day, boy, we got the life. Oh,
it's a good one. I gotta say, like, my opinion on like new metal shit has like, it's gone from like I loved it so much to I was deeply embarrassed by it.
And now we're back.
And then, like, I hated it, and now I'm, like, softening on it because it makes me nostalgic. Like, it really makes me think of when I was a teenager.
Oh, believe me, it makes a lot of people nostalgic.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because this is, like, the age, everyone who, grew up with this shit is, like, my age, like, in their 30s. So it's like, yeah, everyone has nostalgia for the late 90s, early 2000s now.
Well, and we talked about we did an extra special bonus extra episode with Dr. Pat yesterday, and we kind of talked about the fact that there are a lot of like people, very young people, being like, people in my class don't get it, but I listen to this music.
Are there young people that are like Corn Slaps?
Yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah, I found some.
Wow.
So we'll run down a few of these comments here on Korn's "Got the Life," approaching its 22nd anniversary, coming up in August.
Does that make you feel old?
This came out in August of '98.
Yeah, dude, that makes sense because fucking '98. Yeah, I was 11
I was
when
12.
This came out.
Yeah. I remember this shit. This was Todd McFarlane drew the album cover.
Oh, dude, I was so into Spawn, too.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
so this is the first comment from Sitag Beatmaker from a week ago. Rupor sensation, yo musictricians. I just came up with an idea, an unseen invention which popped into my mind. Imagine if guitar's griff gets drilled with holes and set in the thread.
Good lord.
In the middle of metal griff. Insets under the string, special hook screws with angle or lathed tube. A lot more melodic possibilities could be applied to anyone's guitar play, make interesting music. Peace!
Who is this Mad Hatter? Jesus, that was high level annoying from like the second word.
I play guitar. I'm not a gearhead by any means, but I didn't understand a single fucking word he was saying.
Is he like affecting a patois or something? Is that what he's trying to do?
I don't know. I think he's trying to explain some idea for a very special musical instrument that he and he alone can see in his head.
Boy. That is entirely too many drugs before noon. I'm going to tell you.
Alberto17 from 4 months ago. Some people have coronavirus. I have corn virus.
corn virus. Taking the band out of the equation, I would hate to have corn virus.
I'm becoming a corn.
What could that have anything to do with the fact that you have smelly poos that have too many corns in them?
Oh, see, I was thinking like he's got acne just arranged in a grid pattern just developing on his face.
Ugh, gross.
This is MSI TMR from a week ago. Who's still listening to the legendary Korn? After all, they make me so crazy.
They make me crazy. See, like, Korn's one of those bands that where you can see them. You don't have to still love it, but you can like acknowledge them for what they are. It's like they're one of the best nu metal bands.
I think they're the best. I think they're the best.
Like
the king of the hill as far as that goes.
As far as I would say maybe System of a Down is the best nu metal band.
Okay, yeah. If we're counting them in Rage, then sure. But I just mean because Korn is always lumped in in the same conversation as Limp Bizkit and like all the kind of like the low end. I'd say, System of a Down and Rage are the premium nu metal bands.
Yeah.
But of the, the kind of...
if rap metal goes...
I'll say this, the TRL nu metal bands.
TRL nu metal bands, they're like unquestionably the best one.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's like, it is shithead music, but it is like, in much the way now it has become shithead music in the way that Metallica once was shithead music.
Absolutely. Sammy Stone, 2 years ago, music like this isn't popular anymore. All people like nowadays is rap and EDM, sadly. And it's like, Korn, they rap and they have EDM music too. So
yeah, they had an EDM album.
They had a whole album like that.
Oh, God, I haven't listened to it. The Path of Totality.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Oh, man, maybe is that your one Korn album you've left out that you haven't listened to?
I think that's one that I'm going to choose to not listen to ever. I listened to the last one, though. I'm not going to lie to you.
Oh, yeah?
Wasn't bad.
Brandy Talbert from 3 months ago. Trash! When I all wanted was love, not attention. Love you. Had to be boss of me and everything you.
Okay. This person was like 18 when this came out. And now they're 40, and they are fat.
Very drunk.
They are drunk.
Very drunk.
They are very thrice divorced. You treat me like trash when I tell you how it is with me to fuck you, you fucker, and I love the life. Korn.
This one is similar. Maybe these people...
Does Brandy spell her name with a backwards R? Like the band?
No, but there is an I.
Oh, okay.
D-I. B-R-A-N-D-I. She should actually get together with the next commenter. Dexter DeWittowitz from a month ago. We put this on in the car. Didn't know it, so I asked my bro. I imagine it being a Doom song.
A Doom song? Like on the game Doom?
I guess.
Huh. Well, I mean, that's probably not too far off, but again, that just sounds like... that sounds like I can imagine someone saying that in like a German accent or something, like... Or like an Austrian sort of like, we put it on the car and then it's like, it's a Doom song, He's heavy, he's angry, he's very angry, yeah.
If you recall the music video for this song, right?
Yeah, there's like some lens flares and they're like living it up.
And they're all wearing like classic 1998 like neon
swag,
colors and
as
like
it were. Yeah.
Puma, fucking brand new Pumas. They're playing right at the LA River. Eminem is in the video as an extra.
That's right.
Yeah, he's at the very end there, and I believe the guy from Orgy and Fred Durst are also featured in this.
The guy from Orgy, wow.
Yeah, but so
it's weird thinking about the guy from Orgy aging.
But all of them are in this video, and it's I believe Corden Watson found the most depressing thing that you could say about the music video, because the music video is kind of fun.
It's a time capsule.
Corden Watson from 9 months ago. It's sad to know that the dog in this music video is dead.
Gordon, like I gotta tell you, every dog movie from around this time, I got terrible news about that dog. It's deader than hell. That's what a you know, like when he was too busy like watching butterflies pass, that thought occurred to him. That dog from the 70s is dead. Yeah,
that's like one of the, you like watch an old movie and there's some weirdo just being like, you know, everyone in this is dead.
Well, yeah, buddy, it's in black and white. Yeah, like of course they're dead. But yeah, that's this part, by the way. I love Fieldy's bass solo because he's just playing like drop poop notes. So it's just like
Fred Bear 10 months ago. It was the year 2019. ... A young celestial being was being captivated by old music from a distant world.
Jesus, Brett. Someone's a little full of themselves. The celestial being perused through YouTube and found a song from his youth and decided to comment on the comment section. If that post got less than 3 likes, that is extremely sad.
This is Peter Doyle from 8 months ago. Remember when people didn't give a fuck about others' opinions? It was scarce then, but we were children. We grew up in the realms of men, and then we became men, and we watched a world of snowflakes melt while we hold hands for the truth.
No. No one cared about anyone's opinion because everyone was children and no one had an opinion. Yeah, it's like anyone who had an opinion during the time this came out was an adult and didn't listen to Korn.
Here's what I was mentioning earlier. Richard Martin. So Ricky Martin. Wow, 10 months ago.
Wow. It's nice he's going by Richard now.
Because I'm so young, parentheses 13, and I like old bands like this, I watched the music video to think I'm watching MTV because people always talked about how good it was. I got news for you, Richard. It was not good.
Richard, it wasn't good, and I do that too. Also, I don't care if it's just someone, like it's just a 13-year-old being like, it's my birthday. It's creepy when someone under the age of 18 posts anything on the internet. I don't like it, and it should be removed.
Josh Purdy from 4 months ago. There was a girl at the university gym that I had been crushing on for a while. She was pretty jacked and didn't mess around. One particular day, she was getting really into it with doing barbell curls, and then this song came on my iPod. Well, I won't be forgetting that moment for a while.
So I'm at the gym, and I'm watching this girl work out. And yeah, I'm horny. I'm horny as hell. And then I had a huge boner. And then this song came on. And then I jizzied everywhere. Thank you, Korn. That's essentially what that guy did. That guy just, you know, he just said he got horny in public. Good for him.
We got 2 more. Tony B3.
Tony Bennett. This is Tony Bennett commented on this from Beyond the Grave.
Well, and this one's Tony Bennett's still alive, I think.
He is?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
This is from 3 years ago, and he actually updated this. So this is like a 2-part thing. So he says money, fame, and power can't even save you from the anxieties in your mind. And then this is the edit from a year later. I found the Lord Christ, and I've gotten the mental and spiritual help that I seek through illegal drugs, medications, meditation, and sex. Now I won't let that worthless devil torment my soul anymore. I like...
Good on you for finding one where people really let it all hang out in the comment section.
I like that he wrote, money, fame, and power can't even save you from the anxieties in your mind. Completely whatever comment, and then got in with God,
sure,
and went back a year later to update his thoughts.
Right.
Unreal.
Jesus. Yeah. Well, he uses illegal drugs, sex,
meditation.
Meditation.
That was the one where I was like, I think you can pretty much do that every day and it's fine.
Pasteurized milk, just everything.
No one's in rehab for meditating.
No. He had to give it up. Now I fill my head with noise. Meditation did not work for me.
This is the last one here. This is from David Yersey from 5 months ago. This is back when corn was fucky corn.
Funky corn.
He says, I think he's trying to say fucking, but he said Fucki. This is back when corn was fucky corn. They still make great stuff, but who is with me? Good question.
Yeah, this is back when they had like charting singles. Yeah.
Yeah, and who is with him?
You know, I would wager that any of the average person, if you asked about Korn, they're referring to this time period in the band's
Absolutely.
existence. I would love to just see the Korn fan who just likes their EDM stuff.
Yeah.
Like everything else is not for him, but he's like, the path of totality, though. That really helped me through my divorce.
There was one I didn't include that I just thought was funny, which was a guy was like, hey, I just wanted to say I met Head at Narcotics Anonymous, and he was a cool guy. And I'm like, it's anonymous. You're not supposed to be telling people.
Just outed. It's like if you see someone at the protest.
Yeah.
Just accept that you saw a famous person and move on with it.
We know he had a drug problem, all right?
Yeah. Oh, boy. That's a book I want to put on the queue for a pandemic reading.
Yeah, well, he went back and edited his comment, years later. It's like, hey, actually, doing meth is bad. And Jesus is good. And that's the goddamn jam of the day. Carter, where can people find you online?
Carter_Glasscock on Twitter and Instagram.
And of course, follow our friend Sam Harder. You should be back tomorrow at Slam Harder. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley. And of course, the best way to support this show is to go to patreon.com/thegoodspod. We did an episode, Dr. Pat and I sat in his front yard and did an episode Saturday night where we talked about NFL dud Brian Bosworth and his attempt to break into the movie world with a awful movie that's available in its entirety on YouTube. It's called Stone Cold, and it's fucking ridiculous. So if you want to hear that, go to patreon.com/thegoodspod. Second best way to support the show is to go to Apple Podcast, rate, review, and subscribe. And as I mentioned on yesterday's show, send me a screenshot. My DMs are open at Rivers Langley and at The Goods Pod. Send me a screenshot of your review, and I will get your address and mail you some stickers if you would like some of those. So thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time. This is Conspiracy of Owls and Ancient Robots.